A beat for HCL Tech, but compared to the rest of its rivals, they fell short. What helped you in your earnings?
Thank you for having us on this. We've had a very good year. FY23 has been a fabulous year. We grew 13.7%. We came right in the middle of our guidance of 13 to 13.5. We executed it with very good operating metrics. Our margin dilution was the lowest, while industry saw a significant dilution in the margins. Now, this quarter particularly has been helped by a very good ramp up of the large programs that we signed with some of our customers in the US, which really helped us. We executed very well. We transitioned the clients on a timely manner, and that's helped us gain some revenue. Our engineering and R&D service was a little softer than what we expected. So that's really the big summary. Our software business did better than expected. It grew 8% year on year. And we crossed $1 billion ARR in our software business, which is, again, a very, very good accomplishment at this point in time.
So, Vijay, why the tepid guidance going forward, 6 to 8% annual sales?
Yes, the 6 to 8%, you need to break it down. It's 6.5 to 8.5 for the services business. And basically, we are keeping in mind some of the macro headwinds. Potentially, there continues to be moderation in the discretionary spend in some of our clients and some of the verticals. And when discretionary spend is reduced, it directly impacts our revenue in some of those programs. But there is an equal emphasis on how to become more efficient, how can we bring more automation, how to leverage right cost locations. And those opportunities take some time to mature, and then you win, and then you execute. So that takes 3 to 6 months kind of a window. So we baked in all this. We are coming off a very, very exceptionally good year. Our services business grew 15.8% on constant currency. It's probably the highest in the industry. So keeping all that in mind, we've guided for 6.5 to 8.5% in our services business.
Vijay, looking at the geographical profile that you have, where are you seeing strength, growth? Where are you seeing weakness? And has the collapse of SVB, Bank, and others in the US affected your business in any way?
Our US market continues to be very, very resilient. We see good opportunities. We do 21% of our revenue comes from financial services, which is a combination of banking, capital markets, and insurance firms. And if you look at our exposure to some of the smaller banks, it's very negligible. Of the 21%, 1% of that is the exposure to smaller banks. And we do not see any impact. Even if there is an impact, it's very, very nominal. We are working with some of the larger firms, and there are important priorities for those firms where we really contribute to meeting their strategic objectives. So I find financial services to be a very strong vertical for us going into FY24. And North America, again, is going to be a very strong geography going into the next year.
Tell us about AI, given that ChatGPT is taking the world by storm. What are you doing at the moment, and what is your offering looking like?
Yeah, so ChatGPT is the whole generative AI technology is offering lots of opportunities for service providers like us. One is in the core work that we do, which is software development and operations, IT and technology operations. I think it provides a number of use cases where we believe we can get some good leverage through the generative AI technologies. But more importantly, how can you take the generative AI solutions and contextualize them to different business use cases in different industry verticals? And how do you really narrow down on the use cases which has the biggest impact? And our customers are challenging us to come back with the art of the possible, and we are working very closely with a handful of clients to really demonstrate some high impact use cases, which is really an outcome of the generative AI solutions. And we have a number of teams working on that. And I think it's going to be a very interesting kind of segue into how automation is played out so far.